Looking back, I think I made a lot of mistakes when it comes to my wardrobe. I didn't have a closet that worked together. I didn't have a closet that made it easy to get dressed. I was stressed and overwhelmed whenever I had somewhere to go. I felt like I was constantly shopping and cycling through clothes, and I didn't really have a clear sense of my style. I thought I needed more clothes. I thought I needed to buy more things, that it was just something I was missing in my closet. I was always missing something. But no matter what I would buy, no matter how many clothes I had in my closet, it didn't make it easier to get dressed. And looking back, it wasn't that I needed to buy more clothes. My closet was already full of pieces, and no matter how many new pieces I brought in, it didn't make it easier to put outfits together. What I needed was a clear system and to know these 7 things sooner. So in today's video, I'm going to share the lessons that made the biggest difference to help me create a wardrobe that's intentional and one that makes it easy to put outfits together that I feel great in. I would tell my younger self that you need to focus on buying some basics. When I was younger, I did not want to buy basics. I thought they were boring. I thought they weren't interesting. I wanted to have fun with my wardrobe. But what happened is that I could never put outfits together easily. Every time I had somewhere to go or something to do, it would take me at least 30 minutes to put an outfit together or try to put something together because I didn't have tops that went with bottoms or bottoms that went with tops. So it took me so long to make an outfit, and then most of the time I didn't really feel that great in it. And this also kept me in this cycle of constantly buying more, but I'd buy things that were prints or colorful things or statement pieces or things that were of the latest trends or things that my friend was wearing without really taking into account that I needed a foundation in my wardrobe that would make it easy to make outfits with these more fun pieces. So I definitely tell my younger self that you need basics. They're not boring. They're what's going to make your outfits work. And if this is resonating with you, I recommend grabbing my free Top 27 Style Tips guide that you can grab by clicking on the link up above or down in the description box. And these are the top 27 tips that I share with my styling clients and that I want to share with you too that can help you build a wardrobe that's going to make it easy to put outfits together so you're making less mistakes, you're feeling less overwhelmed and less stress whenever you go to get dressed. The next lesson I tell my younger self is don't buy the brand. Now, while I do think it's great to know the brands that work for you, I think that's one way to help you build a wardrobe that works, but don't buy something because it's a certain brand or because the price tag is a certain price. Because it costs more or because it's from a higher designer brand, it doesn't mean that it's going to fit you well. It doesn't mean that you're going to wear it. It doesn't mean that it's going to be an item in your closet that you reach for. So when you're focusing on just the brand name or a higher price tag, thinking that that's going to make the difference, it actually doesn't. And when you look at some pieces that are from certain brands that are supposed to be great brands, they are now made with a lot of lower quality fabrics. So you might be paying hundreds of dollars for a top, and I've seen this many times, that is made with lower quality fabrics because of the brand name. So the quality isn't there. I remember being with a friend of mine back in my 20s. We were shopping and I found this top from a brand I loved and it was on sale and I thought, oh, I need to get it. It's this brand and it's this expensive brand and it's on sale and I should get this top. And I'm so glad that my friend was with me because she helped me see that I just wanted the top because of the brand name. It wasn't because I actually liked the top or it went with my style at the time or even that it was something I was going to reach for. I was solely focusing on the brand. So when you're looking at clothes to bring into your closet, while it's helpful to use a brand that you know has good quality pieces, fits you well, and does reflect your personal style, that shouldn't be the only reason or the main reason you choose to buy an item. So try not to focus on the brand. The next lesson I'd share with my younger self is a sale isn't a great deal if it's an item that you never reach for. While I'm someone that I love finding quality pieces that fit well, that reflect my style at great prices, that's not going to be the driving force for me. Because the lesson I learned and the mistake I used to make was that I would buy stuff that had limited return policies or final sale items that were on sale. And then I would never wear the item. And this is something I've seen again and again in the closets of women that I work with. Items with price tags on them that have been sitting in their closets for months or even years that they've never worn, that they weren't able to return, and they bought because it was on sale and it was final sale, or they ordered it online because they thought it was a good deal. And then it came and there was something a little bit off about it. It didn't fit right. It didn't really feel like them. I have some items in my closet that I've paid full price for that have way outworn the price tag. I've worn so many times, I've gotten so much use out of them because it's an item I love. Now what I do is, if I'm considering buying a piece and it's on sale, well, first, I never buy anything that's final sale anymore. I never do that. But if it is something on sale and I don't want to get caught in the mindset of, well, it's a great deal, so I should buy it, I first think about what my non-negotiables are, what my criteria are for what an item needs to have before it comes into my closet. So for me, an item needs to fit me really well. It needs to be high quality. It needs to reflect my personal style. And it also needs to work with my lifestyle. Is this a piece that I'm gonna wear for my real life? Or is this something that is just gonna sit in my wardrobe? If it doesn't meet that criteria, then it's not making it into my closet. I don't care what the price tag says on it. Even if someone gives it to me for free, I don't want it. When you have pieces in your closet that you bought because they were on sale or someone gave you, but you don't really feel great in those pieces and you hold on to them, it doesn't make it easier to get dressed every day. It creates more overwhelm. So when we're going to get dressed and we have so many options, even if a lot of those options don't work, it creates a lot of decision fatigue for our brain. So we end up reaching for that 20% of clothes, the pieces that we go to over and over and over again, while those other pieces that we bought a year or two ago just sit in our closet. I had a client a few years back and she had so many clothes, more clothes than the majority of the women I work with, and she never had an outfit that she felt good in. She didn't feel like she can go to her closet, pull an outfit together, and leave the house and feel confident. And we went through her clothes. Most of these pieces, I would say probably 95% of these pieces, she bought at discount stores like Marshall's or TJ Maxx or Ross, where she maybe spent $10 or $20 on an item because it was a good deal or she thought it was a good deal, but then she never wore it. It didn't fit right, the quality wasn't great, the color wasn't right, it wasn't really her style. So she had this closet full of clothes that what I tried to help her see is that when you add up the amount you spend on all these items that you're not wearing, it ends up being much higher of a price tag than if you bought just a few quality pieces that you love, that fit you well, and that you feel great in, that you're gonna wear. It's not actually a great deal if it just sits in your closet, no matter what the price tag says. And that's a big mindset shift that I needed to change to be able to see that it's not about the price tag. It's about the item and how I feel in the piece. The next thing I tell my younger self is to not focus on the size. Now, while size is a great way to just have a general marker, a place to start when you're looking at an item, but as you probably already know, the brand sizing is all over the place, depending on if they're American brands, European brands, if they're contemporary brands, designer brands. Sizes are all over the place. I have some clients that maybe they're a size 4 in one brand, and in another brand they're a size 8, or in another brand they're a size 0. It's not about the number on the tag. Focus on fit. Nobody sees the number on the tag but you. What they see is how things fit. And if you're buying something because it's a smaller number on a tag, or you don't want to buy something that fits you better because it's a bigger number on the tag, that's a mindset shift that's going to be helpful to get over. Because then we're just buying things that aren't the right size that we're not going to feel great in. And then what's going to happen is we're not going to reach for those pieces. They're going to sit in our closet. So think more about how something fits. Something needs to fit you well before it comes into your closet. And don't focus so much on what the number on the tag says. The next lesson I would tell my younger self is quality matters. It's not about having more pieces that are just okay quality, that aren't gonna last, or they're gonna fall apart after 1 or 2 wears, but focus on pieces that are better quality. When there was a time where I realized this and I wanted more quality pieces, but I couldn't afford the price tag for a lot of those pieces, that's when I would shop consignment stores. I think consignment stores can be a great way to find some of those higher quality pieces at good price points. Now, quality doesn't always mean a higher price tag. Quality means better construction. It's a piece that fits better. It's made of a better fabric. It's a piece that's gonna last longer because it's good quality. And those are the things that are important to focus on, because I don't know about you, but I'd much rather have fewer high quality pieces in my closet than more items of lower quality that fall apart quicker. I've had this blazer. This blazer is older than my daughter, who's 11. I've had this blazer, I think 14 or 15 years, and it's such a great quality blazer. They don't make it anymore. Otherwise I would link it down below. But I had this piece, and I think I did buy this at full price at the time. For me, it's worth it to have an item that I spent more on because of the quality that I've had in my wardrobe for many years. And this is where, if you're not familiar with cost per wear, it can be really helpful when you're considering whether or not an item is worth the price tag. So when you think about a piece, if let's say it cost $100, and you want to think about, there's this one item that's good quality and maybe a similar item but not as great quality costs $20. You might feel like you want to get the $20 item because it's a better deal. But what ends up happening is that $20 item, the quality, if it isn't good quality, it can likely fall apart easier. It's not going to fit as well. You're not going to reach for it after one or two wears. And I've seen this time and time again. Whereas the piece you spent a little bit more on, or that was higher quality, you wear for years. So it ends up costing you less over time. The point isn't that you should be spending more. The point is that you should focus on quality. So if there's an item that's better quality that you're gonna wear more, it's probably worth a little bit more of an investment if it's a piece that you're gonna love and fits you well and you're gonna have for a long time. When you're building a wardrobe that you want it to be easy to put together outfits, you don't wanna be stuck in that constant cycle of buying more. You want it to be a wardrobe of high quality pieces. The next mistake I used to make was buying outfits and focusing on buying a top that could only be worn with this bottom versus buying pieces. When I changed my thinking from buying outfits or looking for outfits to buy versus pieces, it changed everything and made it easier to get dressed. I started looking at pieces in a more versatile way, things that would work with so many different things in my closet. And that for me has made so much of a difference, because even though I feel like I have less clothes than I probably did in my 20s or even my 30s, I feel like I have so many more options for outfits because so many things can mix and match with each other, and I can wear them time and time again because they are versatile and they do work for me. This is why I think having a foundation wardrobe or a capsule wardrobe in your closet makes such a huge difference. When you want it to be easy to make outfits, you're only focusing on a small number of pieces as the foundation of high quality items that reflect your personal style, work with your body, and fit your lifestyle. And when you buy items that are centered around that, it makes it so much easier. You'll have more things you can mix and match than if you just buy a couple outfits that you can only wear one or two ways. The next lesson is that personal style matters. And personal style is personal. It's not about trends. It's not about what somebody else is wearing. It's not about being influenced. It's about what feels like you. It's a reflection of the things that you enjoy wearing, the things you feel most confident in. What are the colors, the silhouettes, the fabrics, the style that is gonna feel like it's authentic to who you are. Without knowing what your personal style is, it's gonna be a lot harder when you're looking to build a wardrobe. You don't have something that is intentional and cohesive that reflects you. You might be buying things because you saw it on someone else, or your friend had it, or someone gave it to you, so it's in your closet now, maybe because it was on sale, or one of the other reasons we talked about today. But when it doesn't reflect your style, it's not going to be an item that you reach for. No matter how many times someone has told you that that color looks great on you, or you should wear that top more, if it doesn't feel like you, if you don't feel good wearing it, you're not going to reach for it. So personal style and knowing what your style is, and that's unique to every other person, that's what's going to help you build a wardrobe that's going to make it easy to get dressed, that's going to make it easy to feel confident walking out the door. Looking back, I spent too much time collecting clothes instead of focusing on building an intentional wardrobe that reflected me. I don't regret any of those mistakes that I made when it comes to my wardrobe in my 20s or 30s, because they were lessons that taught me something about my wardrobe and how to build a wardrobe that I'm gonna love wearing. So without going through those mistakes, I probably wouldn't be here today. Those were the lessons that I learned, and sometimes they weren't easy and sometimes they weren't fun, but it got me to where I am now. So let me know in the comments, what's one lesson that you've learned about your wardrobe that's changed everything for you? And if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe for new videos on Thursdays. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.